Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, have we figured out what's wrong with the 6480 and will it work? So to recap everything that has gone on with the 6480, so when we fixed it, after it lay in the yard for nearly 2 years, well I should say Lee fixed it, we had an error code and she was running a half power, she wasn't running full power. So when the damper plate went in it and then we split it and we done that, we said right, we've got the injector pump. We thought maybe the timing was off from resetting it after the injector pump had fallen off from why we weren't using it that time. So we went at that and then tractor would run, tractor wouldn't run, tractor would run, kept throwing up an error code 1077. Bring it on forward from that, the tractor would not start, would not run whatsoever. So then we got a man with a laptop out, there was 15 faults, cleared the faults, and away she went. She was back full power, sailed up the hill behind me without backing in top gear like she should be. And then the error code started when she got warm. When it cooled down it started, and done that 3 times, and then we went back to the error code coming up and the tractor refusing to start. So 6290 is just coming in. So that kind of brings us up to date. We got laptop out again to see what the faults. There's 4 faults coming up, 2 1077s. What was the other 2? A 753 and a 754? Yeah, I'll see if I'm bringing them up on my phone. Yeah, we 1077 10, 1077 14, 723 and 174. Between all of them, we deducted that maybe the problem is in the ECU, and that is what Father Phil is trying to change at the minute. Not exactly an easy spot to get to with loader brackets. Never was with this bloody yoke. So we have a reconditioned ECU from Murphy's to swap in and see if that solves the problem. From what we can get from the error codes, we think it could be a break in communication between the ECU and the pump. Mechanically the pump is fine, because if the pump was not mechanically fine, she wouldn't have come back to full power when the faults were cleared. So yeah, that is the fun. So hopefully swapping the ECUs does the job. So Father Phil is trying to piece together the reconditioned ECU onto the plug, because there's a bit of ripping to get the old ECU out. There's a whole bracket for the air retrieval has to come out. So if we can figure out whether this is right or wrong. Very hard to know now. If we can get it plugged in and then connect dirt, we'll have a fair idea whether we're right or whether we have to go back to the electronics of the pump. The power is going to the pump and it's going between the two, but there could be a communication error in the ECU. That's what we reckon. Could be. That's just could be. There's no guarantee that it is. So we will find out shortly. Right, Father Phil has it wired in. Temporary. Just to see, is this going to solve our problems? So we'll know straight away, because as soon as I turn this, the error code usually comes up.
1077.
So don't mind that. That always comes up. Nothing else is coming up. If I hit this, or maybe clutch.
She's out of gear now.
No error codes. That's a good sign. Fingers crossed. She's doing something slightly different, because when you be turning over, the dash would stay lit and she'd be flashing 1077 at you. When I used to go turn her over, dash light's totally gone.
But the battery could be getting low.
But she's not throwing up the error code, which should be airlocked, because there's no, I'm not getting an error code. When the ignition is on, I should have 2 red lights, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I have no red lights.
At all?
No.
What?
But I am getting 1 red light with the gear and 2 symbols pointing in.
Right, go on.
That ECU must be faulty, because it's not doing what the other one does. the dash isn't staying lit and throwing the EirCode as you turn it. Oh. So Father Phil has reconnected its own ECU that's still in it. So I turn on the ignition and my EirCode comes up straight away.
1077.
So if I clutch to clear that, and then straight away error 1077, and then it should change another 1077.
Not 1077, it must be DCU, but that's
723. See, this is the problem with the reconditioned ECUs. There's no way of checking them when they've done whether they're worked. They go through them, they fix anything that they see is wrong, but there's no guarantee that it's fixed because they can't check them. I actually plug them into a tractor and see that everything is working. If both were showing the EirCode, then you'd say it was the pump.
Yes.
But because that one's showing an EirCode and that one isn't. But if that wasn't, that should have started, unless, I don't know. We'll pick it up another day when we get some more bits from Murphy's to figure out what the wrong with it. Isn't it? So, it's been a while since the last update on the 6480. I have since got my hair cut, and this angle is probably not very fraternizing.
Flattering.
So anyways, on the 6480, we have what will fix it in this box. But, as I'm trying to remember what I said when we finished the last bit, which was us trying to start the 6480 after swapping the ECU. So what we done was, we went to another man who had a 6480 that was running, everyone was fine, with our own ECU and the ECU that we tried on ours. When we went to the farm, plugged them in, our ECU was working, the ECU that came wasn't working. So that meant it was in the pump is the issue. So we have the pump back, it's in here. We sent it to Tyrone Diesel to get fixed, and the printed circuit board was gone in it. So it ain't cheap, printed circuit board. It ain't cheap. But our pump is back, it's in this box, and this evening Lee is going to stick it into the tractor. So with a bit of luck, the 6480 will be running at full tilt with no issues. The pump was fine mechanically, but the printed circuit board was what was letting us down. And that is the joys of machinery. So anyways, hopefully this evening we'll be running again. And we are back. Well, when I say we are back, Lee is back at the 6480.
You just picked a real good time to turn up.
I always pick a good time. This must be your 8th time?
I wouldn't go that far.
6th time?
Maybe 6. Yeah.
6th time taking on and off this pump. What do you want me to do?
You think I'm getting good at it this stage? You know, there's 3 silver nuts there.
3 silver nuts. Oh. They the ones?
Yep.
So it's actually, it's not just a top of the pump, it's actually a brand new pump.
I'd assume the whole housing's new, yeah. The only thing that seems to be original is this.
Is that?
I know they definitely put a new ECU on the front of it, and that looks like a new casing.
Yeah.
Now, very tasty job now. Well, it looks very tasty.
It looks very, very tasty, yeah.
And I like the way they put their own stamp on it with their own serial numbers. It's very professional looking.
Yeah, Tyrone Diesel Systems.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed this solves all our problems. If it doesn't,
if it's not, I'm born now.
make sure the insurance is good on it.
I don't even care about the insurance, just born her.
Taking on and off this is not easy because the water pump has to come off to be able to take it off at the time.
It's the blooming loader.
Loader.
You can't even get it. If you get the loader off, you at least turn the wheel out and get at it.
Yeah.
You'd have seen what I was hanging there just before I set that pump in.
Not simple.
No.
On another note, because we'll have a video coming up, we're again ready to do the shop, but we'll have a full video on that to start digging today. But anyways, hopefully by the end of this video, that hoover of a tractor is running.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Toes, fingers, everything crossed.
Or if anybody sees a large cloud of smoke coming from
The Killashee area.
they know what happened.
So just a couple of turns.
We'll give her a couple of turns there, yeah. Whoa!
It isn't.
Right in the road. Yep, take the light coming there, yeah. Keep going.
6480 is running. We have no error codes, no flashing, no nothing, and there is diesel in it. I don't know why the gauge isn't working. It was working before she gave up, but there is diesel. We threw 2 drums in it there just to be sure there was diesel in it. But yeah, we're not going to rev it up because someone said to Father Phil they revved up theirs after changing the pump and it blew something. So just leave her ticking over for a few minutes and then stick back on the water pump. But hey, Everton, fingers crossed, we might be in luck. And now we are in the 6480. Oh, so needs a bit of a cleaning up. See that she starts? Should start, there's no reason why she shouldn't. It's all action stations here with the shop. Well, it's just a video for another day, but what I'm going to do now is stick the Red Rock trailer onto the 6480, bring it down the bottoms to where we're receding, and we're going to draw clay down there. So I'll put one of the lads drawing clay down there, and the others are then drawing it to our pile from where we cleaned off the stones. So we're going to bring it for a spin, see that everything's working, see how she pulls. That's the plan anyways. That's working. She should push out the trailer. Yeah. That's also working. So I've pumped the tyres on the Red Rock. 2. Father Phil, Brendan and Bro are heading out the avenue with tankers and agitator to go get her job done. I'm going to put this on and see how I get on with this. See how this tractor now handles. See how she's pulling, what the power situation is. Hopefully everything is good on it. Also the stone coming in now as well. I think there's two load of stone in. A lot of stone to be brought in. A lot of stone. We'll pump these tyres. We're getting loaded up here at the Red Rock. So we're using the Red Rock and the blue Marshall trailer, cobwebs, for moving the clay, as well as the cousin then has his 2645 and a wee tipper as well for moving clay. Just to, you know, keep the pressure on, keep the digger moving. That's the plan. So we're going to bring this down the bottoms now to where we're going to be receding, and yeah, that should be a good one. It's going to rise up a wet spot in the field and it could make a big difference to the ground. Hopefully. We'll wait to see. So the moment of truth. How is the 6480 going to handle? She's not well loaded with, not overloaded with clay now. But I suppose there's to be 3 or 4 ton of clay on it all the same. We're not just going to abuse the grain trailers now by filling them to the lugs with clay and then expecting that they're going to be alright. So we're only half filling or thereabouts. That seems like plenty of power. Now, putting the 2,500 gallon tanker on her, which we will be doing tomorrow, or maybe I'll bring the 1350 on. I don't know. But we're going to slurry tomorrow. So I think I might bring this with us on slurry just to, you know, really give her a good breaking in as to what has to be done. But she seems pretty good, pretty lively. No lights on the dash. Fingers crossed stays that way. It's just quite nervous as to will it actually stay like that. But yeah, everything seems fine. She seems at home 100%. So not too far to go. It'd be nice if we didn't have to go onto the road, but it is what it is. So I've sprayed off the next section of down here, the next bit for grand receding program. So we'll bring it on down here now, and we're going to try and the bottom. Now I probably should start this video when I sprayed it, but I didn't, and now I'm bringing clay to it and I still haven't started the video. So I might start it when we actually bring the digger down this far, because there's a bit of digger work to be done down here. I have to clean the drain. So I have to clean the drain. There's 3 or 4 shores to go in. And then there's a bit of digger work where the drain, this side between the bridge and the upper middle bottoms, as we call it, that when that drain was dug, the spoil or the soil that was dug up was just left along the drain. It wasn't leveled out, so that has to be loaded, and we're going to bring it into the wet spot of the field to rise that and dry it. So what we're doing with this day is just going to be backing into the wet spot, kind of towards the bottom end of the field, so that we're rising that all up, and hopefully we'll make it drier, nicer, with the land. Because this field was wet, and when we reinstated the drain along here, or dug it out and dug out drains and stuff, we drew all the spoil to the top end of this field, and that's where most of the stones come from. But it's also where I also made it quite dry. I'll open the wires here now. Things are quite dry down here now. Usually this hole here is wet. Now the stones I picked from the other field to fill this gap, and then I'll use whatever stones I pick off here to fill the next gap. That'll be the plan. And you can see where my GPS on my 35 and sprayer wasn't working terribly well. So you can. I think I got a pretty good job done in general. Just going to swing around here and we'll go back in. So I don't know exactly how far I get before I either get stuck or whatnot. So yeah, we'll just see how we go. We'll aim for the furthest point. It's actually pretty dry. At the same time, I don't know whether to trust it or not. Happy out. That tractor's not running too bad now. That is the 6480 back in the fleet, back working. I feel nearly cautious saying that, because there was a couple of times we thought we had it going and it wasn't just working that terribly well. My fingers, I cross everything. It stays working. My plan for this tractor would be, we'll work it for about 6 months, make sure everything is working, everything is going good, and there's lots of videos of it working. Then we get rid of it. We will change it for something a wee bit nicer with a loader. But yeah, 6 months to a year, this is the next tractor to go. But everything seems fine. We'll bring a waste. I think we'll bring a waste tomorrow, spreading the slurry, and give it a full day's work. So I'm going to be tipping up and down here with a couple of ton of clay, just soil, just to reduce the amount that's in the pile. The pile has got very, very big, so it has. Very big. All of a sudden. Well, not really all of a sudden, but it's just got bigger than I was kind of anticipating. But, yeah, everything seems to be just running like she was. It's taken us way too long to get this back running after the last time it broke down. But then it was a case of we went through everything but the pump. The pump was our last resort because of how much the pump cost. The cost of doing the pump was, I'm going to say 13 to 1500. The camera was a £1,300 or €1,500. I don't remember rightly, but it was a nice bit of money. That's why we went through the hassle of checking DCUs, checking wiring, plugging in, doing all that. The suspicion always was the pump, but we were hoping it would not be the pump because of the cost of doing it. But it's done now, everything seems fine. Bring her for a good day's work tomorrow and we'll see how she fares out. But yeah, we're back running. She's now back running part of the fleet. The fleet is all running except for the 3075 is currently split, getting its clutch done, and the pressure plate has been sent away to be skimmed because there's a lot of wear on it. A lot of wear. But 15, nearly 16,000 hours and 2 clutches ain't too bad. This tractor that we're in now, 6480, I think the last time I looked there was 7,500 hours on it. But yeah, it's the lowest hour tractor in the yard, but that's more so because it spends a lot of its time broken than anything else. Happy out, we're back running, and fingers crossed we get 6 months to a year out of this trouble free, and everyone knows it's working, and then we will trade her on. We'll send her on her merry way. Anyways, look, I hope you enjoyed today's video. We're in a fixing up and getting going mood, I suppose. But yeah, anyways, that's it for me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it for me. Good luck.